Type Soul's biggest update is almost here, yet the game still doesn't feel ready for it. Since release, there's been a lot of twists and turns, numerous game-breaking bugs, relentless community drama, and yet despite all of this, the game still manages to have over 30,000 people playing at once. I'm gonna be honest, I really did expect the game to die in a couple of weeks after release, but I'm really glad it's held on this strong for so long. With upcoming updates, hopefully the game grows more, but at the same time, a huge update could also be really terrible for the game. There are some changes that are incredibly needed if the game is to survive after the Hell update, and today, I'm gonna go over what those are. It's becoming pretty apparent that the community won't just let things fly by with only receiving 10 rerolls as compensation. There are some changes that are incredibly needed if the game is to survive after the Hell update, and today I'm gonna go over what those things are. Before I do that, I want to remind y'all that I host events and giveaways in my server, and I'm also finally starting to post on TikTok as well. There will also be a world ticket giveaway once I hit 1,000 subs, so if you want to be a part of that, then subscribe and join the Discord in the description. Thanks for tuning in, now let's get on with the video. So there's a couple things that obviously need work done on them within the game, but I'll start off with something that I've made a video on before. If you watched this video that I released a month ago, you already know what I'm talking about. The game still has a good amount of bugs. Now I must admit, it's a lot less than it used to be around the time that video was made, but it's definitely still a prevalent issue. Most of the bugs that you'd commonly encounter while playing, like the ones you'd find while casually trying to play the game, have been dealt with at least. Things like the old Cerro Cyclone bug and the entire physics system bugging were definitely annoying, but they didn't hinder your enjoyment of the game nearly as much as some of the others. The ones that really plague the game are those that appear in ranked and clan wars. There are some that do get fixed, but there are some that have been left untouched for way longer than anyone can ignore them. One of the most frustrating bugs that I've come across in ranked has got to be from the Kyoka clone. I don't know how it happens, but somehow the clone spawns or gets on top of your head and starts hitting you from on top. It feels impossible to shake off, even by flash stepping, and in the end, all you can do is unhand your mouse and keyboard and watch in pure agony as your opponent and their clone proceed to violently assault you. It's also a little crazy that by this point there's been 2 separate bugs within Clan Wars that make you invincible. Like they have to be doing this on purpose, because how does it happen any more than once? At least with the invincibility bugs, they get fixed decently quickly, though I can't say the same about the Kyoka bug. It makes it so much worse that the issue has been going on for over a month, with pretty much no attempt to fix it. To sum it up, if we're going to have problems like this that late into this game's lifespan, then there's going to be a lot of issues down the line. Next, I want to talk about something that I've been meaning to post a video about for the longest. Type Soul's balancing issues. This is where my main complaints are, and probably the part that'll do the most damage to the game's stability if it's not handled correctly. Most people seem not to care, but I think with the recent addition of mythicals and reworks of older Shikais, the issue is finally starting to show its head. The main problem that causes balancing to be so hard in a game like Type Soul are the rarities of Shikais, Reses, and Shrifts. Instead of trying to make powers that are equal to each other or different enough where a strength difference won't matter, the devs have mostly been adding Shikais that are clearly meant to be way stronger than anything below mythical tier. You're so incentivized to roll for the mythical movesets that you won't take anything else, making everything else irrelevant. And so, if they keep going down that path, then pretty soon there'll just be mythical additions into the game, rather than new legendaries or rares. Now they've actually tried to combat this by reworking some older Shikais and Shrifts, and honestly they do add a couple of new elements to them, making them a lot more fresh. Playing Shadow again with Keto changed the entire game for me, and I had a lot of fun using the new Z move to pull in enemies. But at the same time, there are just some reworks that are doing way too much. One of the best and most infamous examples of this is the recent water rework. It felt like that they were trying to make the Shikai on par with some of the mythicals and legendaries with it. It was just doing way too much for a common, and everyone and their mother came out of the woodworks to start using it. Okay, I'm gonna pause right here to share a little personal experience because I'm actually getting unhappy just writing this. I hopped into ranked one day while water was still absolutely broken, and I want y'all to guess how many water soul reapers I fought back to back. I'll give y'all some time. The correct answer is 4. 4. Is 4 not crazy? You have to know it's bad when you cannot find anyone on the servers that is not just a meta slave. Even Cetro had to publicly acknowledge that this shit was broken as fuck. Then there's the Berserk rework, which in my opinion wasn't that bad, but it's the exact same thing. All of the moves were just completely overtuned, and they'd given it hyper armor on pretty much everything for no apparent reason. Reworking commons to be on par with mythicals just doesn't make sense. because at that point you might as well just remove all the rarities, but we all know that's never going to happen. Anyways, there's a clear balancing issue that's prevalent with every new moveset that's released, but I definitely feel like there's a clear fix here. Having a balanced team that actually puts in the work would lead to a more cohesive game overall, and a lot of these problems wouldn't start in the first place. Like, there's no way the entirety of the balance team just happened to not notice that neither Geyser or Unseen Blade had a visual windup. Like, they have to be sleeping on the job at this point. My main point about the balancing is this though. Right now, you can be on a common and go against someone that has a mythical and definitely beat them. But if we keep just increasing the power level of movesets in the game, then eventually we're gonna get to a point where to beat someone you'll actually need to not use something worse than a legendary. Again, we're not at that point right now, but I can see it becoming a huge problem in the future. Lastly, we'll talk about the long-awaited Hell update. In the end, this is what will make or break how long the game has left to live. We've been waiting for this update for a while now, and if it doesn't release with a substantial amount of content, people are just gonna lose all faith in the game entirely. There are game modes in Typesoul right now that are just completely irrelevant, like raids for example. You can take a leisurely stroll in the middle of a KT raid now because the rewards are so mid that no one gives enough of a shit to fight. Boss raids are another example. Once they nerf the drops from it, people just stopped running it. By the time Hell update drops, they'll either have to revamp some of them or try and replace them with better game modes that are actually worth your time. At least right now, whatever they have going on with the book hunt is a good indicator that they have a lot more planned than people think, but saying something and following it through consistently to the end are two different things. I wish I could speak on a lot more about the Hell update, but they've honestly released so little sneaks about it. At least they actually look good though. In the end, I'm honestly unsure about whether Typesoul will still be alive in 2 to 3 months, but there's still a lot they can do to ensure that it will. Another thing they could do to help their case is to stop releasing sneak peeks of things so incredibly early. Like, it's been over a month since they've teased things like a new KT and whatever some of the rest of this stuff is, and it makes a lot of people believe that it's soon to be released, only to be disappointed when they haven't been added after 3 or 4 updates. This doesn't apply to Hell Sneaks though. That's what the entire community has been looking forward to for the past couple months at this point, so keeping the hype for that is pretty necessary. Now with all that, I think I'm pretty much finished yapping. Thanks for watching and all that. All links in the description, including my Discord, so check all that out. Sub up if you haven't, cause all my subscribers get a 20% luck boost in life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all. Hold on, but tell me why my content creator role is gone from the Discord. I need that shit back in 2 business days or shit is gonna get wicked.